What is going on, guys? It is 48 hours until UFC 281 Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. I told you guys last night I would jump on here again tonight. So here I am. All my predictions are out. I actually linked my entire UFC 281 playlist down in the description so you guys can check it out if you missed any of those videos. But we're just here. We're going to talk more UFC 281. I'm going to be on here tomorrow night as well. And then I'll be doing a post-fight on Saturday night, but I'm not doing a watch along Saturday. I'm going to just sit back and enjoy the fights on Saturday. But I'll be doing a pre-fight stream tomorrow where I'm going to give out my full card predictions, which I still have to decide on. Obviously, I've already decided on, 7 or 8 of them. And then on tomorrow, we'll do the full card. We'll go over the full card. I'll give you my predictions for every single fight on the card. And we're going to talk more in depth about the card. I mean, at this point, we've basically beat it to death. But I could always sit here and talk about, a huge fight card. And I know you guys love it. So why not jump on here? We had fun last night. We did the live chat last night. If you missed it, it was excellent. You guys have to go check that out as well. It's crazy that UFC 281 is almost here. You guys remember that long break between 279 and 80, and it felt like ages? It went from early September to then autumn all the way to late October, which is crazy. So it was like 6 weeks, whatever. And now next thing you know, boom, 3 weeks later, we're at UFC 281. I'm really looking forward to Saturday. I'm really looking forward to the main, the co-main, and the featured fight on the card. I'm really looking forward to the entire card. But I'm most hyped for that main event, to see how that main event between Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira play out. There's a lot of differencing of opinion. I'm actually going to see, what are people picking on Tapology? I'm always curious to see those ratios. What are people? Because I put out a poll on the channel, which I'm going to check here in a minute. Yeah, 59% of people on Tapology are taking Israel Adesanya by decision. 59%. So I don't know what that means for the grand scheme of things. I'm just looking at something really quick, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let's see what people are picking in my poll. I'm curious what people are picking in my poll. And I actually got to do another poll that I'm going to post on the community tab for the feature fight on the main card. 88% of 800 people are picking Weili Zhang. Who's the 12% picking Carla Esparza? Because they need to see a therapist. I mean, imagine if Carla comes off with the upset. If Carla comes off with the upset, I'm going to be really disappointed that I didn't live stream the full card or live stream the card in general. But yeah, 51% of the people in my poll on my community tab, which is 1,200 people who voted, are picking Alex Pereira. So a very slim majority for Alex Pereira of the people who watch this channel and participate in the community tab. I'm actually going to throw who wins at UFC 281. I'm going to do a Poirier and Chandler one. I can find their pictures on my thing. I like doing these picture poll nows. I think they're a lot better. Okay, let me see if I can find their pictures really quick. But that's shocking. 51% picking Alex Pereira. That's pretty damn insane. All right, where's my Michael Chandler picture? Where's my Michael Chandler picture? Oh, there it is. There it is. Who wins at UFC 281? Chandler or Poirier? Boom. Post it on the community tab. So we'll see what those polls end up with on the community tab. What's up, Joey? How was your night? My night is good. How was your night, Steady Ink? Justin said he'd be willing to fight whoever he needs. So let's just hope that we get the fight you've been talking about. Yeah, better be Gaethje versus Viziev. It's gotta happen. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it if you guys would like the stream. It helps the channel. I'm very excited for Poirier Chandler. I think everyone is. I think everyone's excited for that fight. That fight, there's no way that fight's boring. Why is Justin calling for a rematch with Charles? Is that what he's saying? I seen he said he had an accident and he wasn't fully prepared or something like that, and he had bad road rash and this and that. But what's it really mean now at this point? Dude got starched. After this, we got a month till Yuri versus Glover 2, though. That is true. That is very true. And not many great cards in between then, which is unfortunate as hell. I mean, the Orlando card isn't terrible. I just hate the main event. Let's go. What's up, Venom? What's up, Blaze One Sports? What's up, Homework? Media at the press conferences asked the dumbest questions. Yeah, you need to go check out. You need to go check out my sorry, my arm itched really badly. If you really want to hear me talk about that, go watch last night's live chat. I was flipping out about it. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. They ask the stupidest fucking questions. It drives me nuts. Like, it's just a waste of everyone's time. Like, how dumb are those questions? I mean, when the guy really asked Chandler and Poirier, so who's knocking who out? I would have loved to just sucker punch the shit out of that guy. I don't care if it got me thrown in jail. I would have sucker punched him if I was there. That's the dumbest question I ever heard. Waste of the fighter's time, a waste of the people's time who's watching in the crowd, a waste of the people who are watching online. Like, what a stupid question. That's the best you could come up with. If somebody snapped their fingers and poof, I was right in front of a mic to ask a question, I could come up with a better question than that. Like, how ridiculous is that? That pissed me off. Why? Because honestly, he could have won that fight but got rocked. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, against Charles? I see. Yeah, I guess he got rocked when he got finished. But yeah, I guess if he wasn't 100% or whatever. Who you got, Chris Curtis or Joaquin Buckley? I'm going Chris Curtis. I think he's got the better striking. I think Buckley probably I think Buckley maybe has a little bit more power, but I think Chris Curtis has the better striking. Justin said that he's willing to fight him again, or if that's what it takes. Basically saying he gets 2 quality finishes, he's in the running for a title shot. I want to see him fight Rafael Zeev. So, what's up, Joey? Andrew from South Africa here. What's up, Andrew from South Africa? Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. You still got Izzy. I mean, the looks mentally out of it. Eugene said in the interview it comes down to their psychologist speaks volumes. Yeah, I still got Izzy. I don't like the body language experts. I think it's absolutely meaningless. Are these people still going to be bringing these up if Izzy KOs him in the first round? That's what I'd like to know. The body language experts, don't believe them, please. My friends and I are betting on you, and you are last picking up. Oh my, yeah. Who lets these guys in? I thought you were asking a legitimate question there, and then I realized you're just quoting that guy. What a terrible question. What do you think about the number of pay-per-views in a year? Like to see more or less, or is it a good number? I think it's a fine number. I mean, we've only gotten one, like maybe 2 really bad pay-per-views. I wish they would just tone down the fight nights and make all the pay-per-views stacked, in my opinion. That would be preferential for me. So UFC 279 was god awful. UFC 272 was pretty bad. 73 was good. 74 was okay. 75 was meh, but it turned out amazing. 76 was stacked. 77 was okay. 78 was okay. 79 was awful. 80 was incredible. And 81 is incredible, regardless of how it ends up turning out. On paper, these were all solid fight cards, the ones I've mentioned. Oh my goodness. I'm literally disturbed. I'm straight up disturbed with you, Andrew. I don't even know what to say. I'm disgusted reading that message. I am appalled. I'm about to give you that Jorge Masvidal, Colby Covington outside the restaurant treatment. I almost said restroom. I forgot what I was saying for a second. But yeah, I don't want Carla to win. I don't care about her getting the upset. The only upset I can see is how upset I'm going to be if she wins the fight by stinker decision. I think Israel has a knee injury similar to Ngannou's situation. He wore these heavy padded knees in camp, which is unusual of him. I feel like I've seen him in those before, though. So we'll see. I wonder if he'll fight with 2 knee sleeves in this fight. We'll see. How many title defenses do you think Pereira makes if he beats Izzy? Would Paulo Costa beat Pereira? I'm going to say 0 title defenses. Because, I mean, I guess he could have one maybe if he rematches Adesanya and beats him again. But if he fights Vettori or Whitaker, he loses. Paulo Costa probably beats him too, but I think he has a better chance to beat Paulo Costa. So maybe he beats Paulo Costa. I'd probably pick him to beat Costa. I doubt Costa would wrestle with him. I mean, I guess so. Sure. Am I the only one who thinks that the press conferences are mad cringe? I don't even like watching the press conferences anymore. I'm being totally dead serious. I do not like watching the press conferences anymore. I've never been like a huge fan of them. But for me, I mean, they're just so cringy at this point. They're so cringy. And I'm kind of staying away from them, but you guys like to hear my reactions to them. So that is why I watch them for the most part. Outside of that, I haven't even watched the countdown for this. I haven't watched any of the embeddeds. I haven't watched really anything. I've watched their fights, their recent fights, and that's it. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing. I watch fight footage. And other than that, I'm not really watching too much. But I watched the press conference. I listened to the press conference. I didn't actually watch it. But they're always corny as hell, to be quite honest. They're always corny. Yes, he is. What's up, Sobro? The best questions are so stupid. They really ask stuff like, Izzy, can you lock it in for that part? Yeah. Somebody already mentioned this one earlier. It's disturbing. You think the winner of Chandler Poirier gets a shot, and what's next? No. Beneil Dariush, title shot. What's next for the loser of that fight? Maybe a Conor fight. I could see the winner of this fight in Conor too, honestly. Chandler definitely going to call out Conor if he wins. Who is your favorite UFC fighter? There's a bunch that I really like. But if I had to narrow it down, Oliveira, Volkanovski, Yuri Prohaska, Piotr Yan. There's a couple for you. Jose Aldo, but he's technically retired now. I really like Khabib. I don't mind Islam, even though people hate Islam. So there you go. I hope that's a long enough list for you. Fire shot. Do you really not watch other channels? Why would I lie to you about that? Why would I lie to you about that? When I watch YouTube, if I'm not watching like how to do something videos, I'm literally watching like Indigo Traveler. I don't watch other MMA content. I really don't. Like, again, I've told you guys this before. When I say I don't watch it, I mean I'm not watching anything religiously. I'm not watching, for the most part, any full videos. But I like poke around online and like watch 30 seconds of like I check out different MMA channels like people mention a lot. But for the most part, I'm not watching, like I'm not hardcore watching anything, especially in any severe length of time. But I'll poke around here, check out this channel someone mentions, check out that channel. But usually it's like a minute or two I'll watch, skim through or something like along those lines. Because you have to pay attention to what's going on in the MMA YouTube landscape. But for me, it's like I talk about MMA 24/7 as it is, basically. So the last thing I need to do is hear other people talk about MMA. Unless I really find it like super compelling. But for the most part, I'm not even watching. Like, I'm trying to think, like, what am I most likely to watch? If I'm going to watch anything, it'll be some of the embeddeds, but most of the time I don't even watch the embeddeds. I'd like to try to watch the countdowns, but there's always so much shit going on. It's like if I'm not streaming, I'm sleeping. If I'm not sleeping or streaming, I'm either working on something else or you know what I mean? So it's like if I'm watching YouTube, I'm usually watching like the Indigo Traveler. That's my channel right there, Indigo Traveler. Go check him out. Go subscribe to his channel. He has millions of subscribers, I'm pretty sure. Let me go actually take a look. That's like my favorite YouTube channel to watch. I think he has millions. Indigo Traveler. He has 1.72 million subscribers. That is my favorite channel to watch. And that channel's addicting, honestly. Or I'll watch tech channels, some tech channels. I hope if Izzy wins, he calls out the winner of light heavyweight title fight. I think he beats both in a decision. Dude, Glover will wreck him badly, and I think Yuri will too. I got to listen to your rant on yesterday's stream about these stupid-ass questions. Yeah, you got to check it out. What's up, Lurkin? Thursday Night Football. Thank you for lurking. Who do you think Fiziev fights next? I think him against Max Holloway at lightweight would be crazy. It has to be Justin Gaethje. If not, I want him to fight Beneil Dariush for a number 1 contender spot. That's what I want. You think John Jones is scared on the top of John? You think John Jones is on the top of pound for pound? The doping kind of puts it off for me too. But if you exclude that, then yes. Did you see Jose Aldo is looking to have a boxing match? Someone's mentioned it, but I haven't seen anything concrete about it. Joe, did you see Gaethje's comments about fighting Fiziev in his new interview? Fill me in. I seen he apparently said something. He'll do whatever he has to do. But other than that, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any of it. I literally have paid attention to almost zero today. I literally just got home like maybe 45 minutes ago, and I showered and then jumped on here, basically, is what I did. So, read that. What UFC fighter do you hate the most? There's always an answer to this, but then I can't think of them. Nick Maximoff's no longer in the UFC. There's other ones, but I can't think of them right now. Jeremy Stevens is no longer in the UFC. I don't know. Why do you feel if Pereira wins, everyone's going to say Adesanya doesn't deserve a rematch because technically he's 0-3? They're going to say that. But that's not true. It doesn't matter. That's another sport. Kickboxing is a different sport. And the only reason they're going to say that is because they hate Adesanya and they don't want him to potentially be able to win his belt back. There's no more compelling fight in the division than if Adesanya loses to get a trilogy fight. There's no more compelling fight in the division. Is it just me, or does it seem like there's not much hype around this for a card compared to UFC 80? It's like night and day. I think there's a decent amount. I wouldn't say it's like in straight up insanity, but yeah, it's decent enough. Never heard of him, but maybe I'll check him out. What's up, Constantly Rowan? Colby is selling Gunsoul. What does that mean? What's Gunsoul? What do you think if Alex wins and Glover loses to Yuri? Alex going up to 255 to revenge his coach. Who do you got there? That'd be crazy because Yuri puts himself in dangerous situations. But I'd probably pick Yuri, but it'd be tough to pick. It'd be very tough to pick. What's up, JJ Smoke? He pretty much was like he's 2 wins away from the title picture again when he asked about those opponents. He pretty much said he doesn't care and is putting it in the hands of his managers and coach. Makes sense. Colby Covington selling out. Jeff Molina 10-7. I seen he posted something, but I didn't even have time to read it, to be honest. I know who you hate, Joey. You hate Juliana Pena. Yeah, there you go. Juliana Pena is a good one. You guys know better than I do who I dislike. She never even came to my mind. Does Usman go up to 185 if Pereira wins? It's possible, but maybe not. Depends. Gaethje said he's coming back in March. That's pretty cool. NKS, thank you for your $2 super chat. College fund / PC chump change from a soy boy. Thank you for your soy boy donation. It's chump change, but it'll do. It'll do. Thank you for your chump change. I appreciate you, you nasty little soy boy, you. Poirier Chandler is what I look forward to the most, in my opinion. For me, the anticipation of Adesanya versus Pereira is what I'm looking forward to most. But second, I don't know. Because I really want to see Weili smash Carla. But as far as skill for skill, Poirier versus Chandler is probably what I'm second most excited for. What time do you usually sleep? If I had to put a time frame on it, usually I'll say I go to bed on average 1 to 2 a.m. on average, roughly. Maybe 3 sometimes. Joey, I think Glover's next fight will be his last. If he loses, maybe if he wins, who knows? He did say he wants something about wanting to end his career at MSG. If he wins and he continues to fight, what do they do? A trilogy with Yuri? Yeah, I don't know. But if he loses, I definitely think Glover's done. I'm noticing a lot of pride and bragging from Izzy, talking about him being Hollywood, the most humble champion in UFC history, how much money he has got, signs of Usman just before he got KO'd. Yeah, I haven't even paid it. I haven't even heard any of that. I watched the press conference. That's it. Do you think Izzy can make 170? No, absolutely not. He's not making 170. I like countdown videos, but the licensed music they play is atrocious. I'll have to pay attention to that next time I watch one. Why do you think Yuri brutalizes Izzy? Too big, too strong. I don't think he would let Izzy escape with the footwork. And I think if he wants to mix in the grappling, he can and just smashes him. But it'd be interesting. Don't get me wrong. It'd be interesting. And I actually put it on a video in January this year saying that's a fight that I would love to see this year. Izzy versus Yuri. If Poirier brawls with Chandler, he's going night-night. Only in the first round. Only in the first round, I think. Also hate Aljamain Sterling. Yeah. I don't know if I hate him just yet, though, but I strongly dislike him for sure. I just find that everything he does just rubs me the wrong way. But I don't know if he just doesn't know how to handle the publicity. But everything he says is just like, ugh. Also, Henry Cejudo is another one. So there you go. I know people like the young Yuri, but I'm rooting for Glover. I like his fight style. Plus, Old Man Glover's a mythical fighter. Yeah, I like Glover a lot too. So I kind of feel bad rooting against him, but I'd hate to see him retire with the belt. Then it kind of ruins the division again. Just got some legitimacy after John Jones has been gone. So, guys, if you could do me a favor and run up the likes on the stream, that helps it in the algorithm. Also, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed to the channel, go subscribe right this very second. We're almost to 6,000. I want to get there before the end of the weekend. So we're almost there. Let's see where we're at right now. We are exactly 151 subscribers away from 6,000. So we probably gained 200 in the last 2 days or so. So we can definitely do it. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, so in the last week or so, we've gained I think 200 maybe. Let's see. Yeah, about almost 200 in the last week or so, it looks like. I thought it was more like the last couple of days, but I guess those videos been out for a bit. Since last Thursday, I guess. 200 subs. Not too shabby. Betting Poirier after round 1, he will be a big dog after a hot start by Chandler. I think Poirier wins. I see Edwards beating Usman again. I think Usman's done. I don't think so. I think Usman dominated him that entire fight and then lost. Do you think Alex has Izzy's numbers? It's hard to say. We'll see what happens, but maybe if he wins this one. Thoughts on Yuri Glover too? I don't hate the matchup, but it's not going to live up to the first fight. And if Glover wins, now he gets to retire with the belt, or then we have to see a potential trilogy, and it kind of holds up the division. So I hate that I have to root against Glover now. Would you like to see Usman versus Izzy, even if they both weren't champs? No. Nope. Danny Sabatello his fight style is horrific. Yuri mixes up basically basic ground game and takedown defense with his Muay Thai karate combo well. Also, he's just an absolute savage. The guy's an absolute savage. Do you believe Cyril Gane will be the GOAT heavyweight when he retires? No. Chandler only wins if he hits something explosive and crazy. He can't outride Poirier. Yeah, he has to KO him in the first round. That's my thoughts. That is my thought. He has to. He has to be able to um, beat him in the first round. No, he's not. Advice on leaving your 9 to 5? I have no clue. You got to make enough income. That's my best thing. Try to find something you love and make enough income to do it. That would be my best guess. But it's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. When Izzy opens his mouth, I go down a dark hole of nonsensical all-around cringe. I didn't think he was that cringy at the presser. I really didn't. I really did not think he was that cringy at the presser. Did you? Because I did not. Let's see. I see your points on Yuri versus Izzy, but Polish power only beat Izzy because of the ground control time. I don't think Izzy will be bullied like that again. I think Yuri could if he wanted to be honest. He showed very good grappling against Glover. Poirier has a chin on him ever since he got KO'd back in the day. The Hooker fight was insane. That is true. Is Hamzat really back up for 281? I haven't heard that anywhere. So no. If you could choose to master one martial arts for a UFC fight, which would it be? Probably striking. Yeah, because it starts on the feet. I think Poirier is a bad matchup for Chandler, but I think Chandler has a better chance against Islam. Never been submitted. That is very true. I would agree 100%. Alex is noticeably bigger than Izzy. His hands are gigantic. I have a tough time seeing him not F Izzy up. Seems like he's kryptonite. Yeah, but he lost the majority of both fights. So it's hard to say. It's really, really hard to say, honestly. But I guess we'll find out what happens on we'll find out what happens on Saturday. It's not that far away, guys. So we will find out. I think it's crazy so many people are confident in Pereira. Pereira almost lost to Bruno Silva. Like I said, Chandler's all fast twitch, very low, a little slow twitch. Mid round 2, he's depleted. We'll see. We'll see depending on what he does in the first round. I think Leon looked so bad in the last fight because he gassed out due to the elevation. He looked good in the first. That's going to be the narrative going into the second fight. I don't believe it. I think Usman's wrestling and pressure was too much for him. Why does it seem Izzy is so uncomfortable at face-offs? Dude, you're being a body language expert. That's not the case. Absolutely not. Yeah, he's very scared with him. He signed to fight him, 4 months after his most recent fight. Izzy versus Yuri sounds interesting. I agree. I didn't get notified. That is unfortunate. I apologize that you did not. There's nothing I can do. I hear all around Michael J. White is very legit, which I agree with him. The man has not. I have no idea. I don't even know who that is. I'm sorry. Izzy is locked in. He gets a 4th round KO. I agree. If Patty were to Jan versus Holloway 145 prediction, I think Jan would be far too small. I think he'd be far too small for a 145-pound fight, in my humble opinion. But who knows? Both Izzy and Yuri are managed by Paradigm. I don't think they would fight. You never know. If it could make them the most money, they might. But yeah, I think Izzy's probably going to stay. I think people are speculating too much. He's probably going to stay there. What's up, French fries? What is going on? People are about to be back on the Izzy train if he KOs Alex. Yeah, and they're going to be pissed too. They're going to be like, how is this possible? How was this ever possible? But that's what happens. That's what happens. When somebody, they have a couple bad performances, everyone just falls off the train, and then the next thing you know, they get a big win. They're right back on the train. Okay. Alex by KO in 3. We will see. A lot of people are picking Alex by KO. Pereira broke Silva's nose. Just because Silva didn't get finished doesn't mean it was that close, bro. Dude, it was much closer than you remember. I just watched it like a week ago. It was debatable. It was a little bit nervous going into the judges' scorecards. Pereira should have got it, but it was closer than you remember. So, a lot of Izzy's fights went to finish. He almost finished Pereira in the second fight. So, Izzy has too many easy wins at 85 to leave. Exactly. We need Alex to win. Izzy has been boring. I mean, I guess they will pretend like they didn't pick Alex. Yeah, Aljo versus O'Malley prediction. Easy win for Aljamain Sterling. Absolute easy win for Aljamain Sterling. In my opinion, it will be a very easy win for him. It's going to be interesting if that's the fight that happens, though. Don't mind people liking whoever they want in the UFC, but if their fighter loses, I just want you to stick with them. Yeah. I think a lot of people are picking Pereira just because they want to see Adesanya lose and not because they believe Pereira is going to lose. I had an early prediction of Pereira, but once I watched that tape on those kickboxing matches, and then I watched the Bruno Silva fight, and I watched the Andreas Michailidis fight, I was like, no. Nope. Pereira wouldn't even be able to make it to a title fight if it wasn't for the fact that he cleaned out the division. That is one thing he's accurate about. You might think this is crazy, but I think Sterling go up to 45 and beat Volk, which is absolute. No way Aljo would beat Volk. I do think you're crazy. But you're entitled to your own opinion. Thanks for sharing it. I'd be higher on Chandler if he wasn't breaking JG's knuckles with devastating chin strikes in round 3. Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. Izzy is going to get Strickland next if he beats Cannonier. It wouldn't surprise me. Or if Darren Till beats Strikers. It wouldn't shock me if Darren Till gets a title shot. Is Jean the best 135er right now? Without a doubt, I think. I think he's better than Aljo. He's way better than O'Malley. So, if Adesanya wins, I'll give him all the respect. I never picked against Izzy at middleweight until now. Only against Blachowicz before. Yeah, I picked against Izzy quite a bit. I picked against him against Costa. I picked against him in the first Whitaker fight. I picked against him against Gastelum. I picked against him against Blachowicz. I picked him to beat Whitaker. I picked him to beat Cannonier. I picked him to beat Marvin Vettori. So I picked against him quite a bit, to be quite honest. But we're gonna see. This is his highest perceived threat. So this is his highest perceived threat. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Where was I at? See, that's why I need him to go up. No one wants Izzy versus Strickland. Yeah, but if Izzy's cleaned out the division, I would sit there and keep fighting bums too. Or you know what I mean? Not bums, but you get my point. Fighting people who people don't think can beat you. That's essentially what's going to happen there. Why do they do the awkward stare downs on the Empire State? But no idea, dude. That's just promotion. UFC thinks it's cool. Thoughts on the bantamweight division ignoring Henry? Kind of funny. Who do you think has more power for their division, Ngannou or Pereira? Ngannou. Jan versus Volk? No. If they're the same size, I would take Jan. But it'd be very, very compelling. Would you rather have Aljo or Sugar as champ? Definitely Sean O'Malley as champ. Blachowicz going on another title run is boring. I don't think he will go on another title run. Honestly, I don't think Blachowicz has it in the bank to make another title run. I just don't. I just don't think he has it in him. I really don't, guys. Corey next fight. Dominic Cruz. How much will you cry if Carla wins? Ridiculous amounts. Why is John Anik hosting all the press conferences now? He adds nothing. Because Dana White is checked out a little bit. That's probably why he just doesn't feel like doing it. Dana White this year has kind of been MIA a bit, And I don't know the exact reason this is going on. We can only speculate. But he's probably just a little bit burnt out, So he's like, I'm just not doing the press conferences. Who cares? Who cares about these pressers? I certainly don't. I'm a hardcore fan. I know he's the president, but he's like, you know what? John Anna can take this off my plate. I don't feel like doing this anymore. That's probably what he's thinking. Why should I go to this bullshit ass press conference and hear these bullshit ass questions and listen to these bullshit ass reporters? And that's what he's probably thinking. I don't actually blame him. I'll criticize Dana when he deserves it, but he's probably like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this anymore. I don't feel like doing it anymore. I wouldn't do it either. Magomed Ankalaev will sadly be the champ at least like 3 years. We'll see. We'll see. As much as I hate Izzy's safe style, I'd rather he be boring than be Bigfoot Silva in his old age. I agree. People don't give him enough credit, and I get it. I've been shitting on him, especially since the Cannonier fight. But it's his fault, and I've said it's his fault, but it's also on his opponents too. None of these guys want to engage because they're worried about getting KO'd. That's it. They're worried that Izzy's going to KO him. And Izzy's best weapon is his counter striking. So they're like, oh, well, I'm going to make Izzy come to me. And then Izzy just kicks their legs and jabs them for 5 rounds. So it's still Izzy's fault, but he's winning. I'd probably do the same thing. Why would you not want to win title fights and take as little damage as possible? And then now more people want to see you lose more than ever. So people are still tuning into your pay-per-views. You know what I mean? If I could, my goal, if I'm a fighter, my goal is to win and take as least damage as possible. And that's what Izzy's doing. He's trying to win and take as least damage as possible. His opponents are worried about rushing for it, but that's what's great about Pereira. Pereira has elite level striking ability, and guess what? He's not going to be scared to move forward. Will he land that left hand? We will find out, but it's going to be very interesting. I can't wait. We're only 48 hours away. 48 hours away. I feel like Molly should be getting more attention unless she's a popular because of Patty. What do you think? Now, I think she's only popular because of Patty Pimlet. I probably bet against you on the Blachowicz call purely given the level of competition in light heavyweight. What do you mean? You think Blachowicz is going to work his way back to the top of the division? Jerry, I was on the fence about giving Izzy a rematch if he loses, but I thought about it. It would be better because we would get better fights with them instead of Brunson or Vettori taking the title away. How could you be on the fence? Izzy's a long reigning champion. How would he not deserve a title shot? Now, if he gets destroyed for 5 rounds, he doesn't deserve a title shot. But if it's a close competitive fight, he gets clipped and KO'd, we got to give him a rematch. I'm doing a live stream for the post fight. I'm not streaming the card though. Another one. I don't know what you're saying. Another stream, maybe. I almost feel bad Carla Esparza getting all the hate. Then I remember her last fight. I don't feel bad in the least bit. Shame on Carla Esparza for what she's done. Shame on her. That last fight was just, oh my goodness, it was so bad, guys. It was so bad. I can't ever forget that. I really can't ever forget that. That was a horrific fight. Oh my goodness. I wish you wouldn't even remind me. Can't really blame Adesanya. Millions of dollars on the line. Also, brain damage. He's trying to avoid brain damage. What don't we get about that? What don't we get about that? Poor Carla, you can tell the hate press conference got to her. What made you say that got to her? I didn't really see anything. My boy Joey, I'm eating grabs right now. Give the chat a like. Thank you. I'm not sure what grabs are. Maybe you mean crabs, but appreciate it. Izzy has all the tools to be an exciting fighter. Rob said it best. Izzy's a defensive kickboxer, while Alex is an aggressive kickboxer. He basically summed up the fight. Makes sense to me. Izzy should probably get a finish once in a while, then everyone will stop talking about it. Yeah, if he KOs Alex Pereira, they'll still say, oh, well, he KO'd him, but he's boring. Or he KO'd him, but he has a titty, which is still yet to be proven. Who out of the top middleweights would you pick over Pereira? I'd pick Whitaker. I'd pick Vettori. I think both of them would easily beat him. Let me look up the rankings real quick. I think Muniz would even probably beat him, honestly. I'd pick Whitaker. I'd pick Vittori. Jared Cannonier, I think, would probably out wrestle him, but that's debatable. Derek Brunson would even beat Pereira if he didn't get chinned quick. That one's 50-50 because he could get chinned. Derek Brunson doesn't have good striking. It doesn't have good striking and has a bad chin. Paulo Costa would probably strike with him and lose. Sean Strickland, we already saw that. Jack Hermanson could honestly beat him. Darren Till would get chinned. Muniz could win. Gaslam could win. Nasruddin could win. Dreykus could win. And there's basically your entire top 13 right there. People act like GSP didn't have fights that were deemed boring. Dude, people just don't like Izzy. That's it. So, I mean, he's had quite a few exciting fights. I mean, he arguably has the greatest middleweight fight of all time against Kelvin Gastelum. But I get it. You know, sometimes you just want to say enough is enough. And this Cannonier fight was shit. And the fact that he blames all his opponents rather than taking any of the blame himself is what really rubs people the wrong way because it's his fault equally as much. You know, the way he like shit on Yoel Romero afterwards, it was your fault too, bro. You're not fighting either. I wish I want what if I had it my way, and you guys are going to hate me for saying this. If I had it my way, we'd get a boring ass Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira fight at UFC 281, and Alex Pereira would get the decision. And that would serve Izzy right. Because, all right, well, now your shitty fighting style has lost you a fight, you know. I said after the Cannonier fight, you know, I was a little bit nervous. The judges could have messed that up. I mean, think about it. In my opinion, Adesanya versus Cannonier was closer than O'Malley versus Jan, and O'Malley got the decision. Izzy Strickland has to be co-main underneath Ngannou. It's not super compelling. It'll be a main event, bro. Goes to show you how amazing Jin Jones is. He can win every title fight while still being expected while Izzy point fights. Dude, I'm sad that John Jones has wasted so much of his career. So much of his career. Izzy can have firefights, but have to pull it out of him. You got to step into the fire to get it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, John probably gets champ again, at least number one. Jan probably gets champ again, at least number one contender. He's in the pool of lumbering lugs with mediocre talent. He's pretty good at kickboxing and a decent grappler. Maybe so. Maybe so. Stop showing your chest hairs my girl has on this app, Joey. Yeah, there you go. There you like that? You like that, my friend? You like that? I hope your girl enjoyed it. Stop lying, Bitsy. We all know you ain't got a girl. I know this might be underrated take, but my favorite Izzy performance was him against Vittori, the second fight. He had an answer to everything, and that was more exciting to see than his previous KOs. For me, the Kelvin Gastelum performance was unreal. Unreal. After the Jan loss, makes sense. Might be on an island, but if Michael Chandler beats DP and faces Islam next, I see Islam running through him, no problem. I'm picking Islam over Chandler for sure. But I'd rather see Beneil win. Dustin seems kind of pissy, like he wants to whoop Chandler and go back to his family and selling hot sauce. I don't think so. I like Dustin's personality. People like hate on him too much. Dude, somebody asked him if Chandler might wrestle. He said he better wrestle. Dustin is one of people don't even realize this. Dustin is one of the greatest UFC lightweights of all time. I mean, look at his resume. Unbelievable. Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje, Conor McGregor twice. I know Max Holloway. I know, he has the loss to Habib. He has the loss to Charles. But Dustin's up there, like top 5, probably greatest lightweights of all time. Is he overrated? Maybe. O'Malley for champ. Okay. The reason I don't like Izzy is that he has zero accountability and very skewed narrative and a foul temper that he got unloads on fans after he talks a big game and utterly fails to deliver. I would agree with you on that one. That's the most annoying thing about Izzy. I'd rather he just own it. I would rather him just own it rather than, it's because my opponent didn't want to fight. That's why my fight was boring. No, it's because you didn't want to fight either, you piece of shit. Shit. That's what I feel like saying every time I see Izzy fight the way he does sometimes. Cannonier versus Adesanya was kind of close. I had it 48-47, Izzy. Yeah, I mean, it was closer than Malian, in my opinion. I think people look at the Gastelum fight. Kelvin was never the same after that. I mean, Kelvin's still one of the best in the world. I don't think he's fallen off a cliff at all, even though he's lost a bunch of fights. You look at him since then, he arguably beat Darren Till. He lost to Jack Hermanson really quick. He beat Ian Heinisch. Okay, what does that mean? That means absolutely nothing. The Robert Whittaker fight, Robert Whittaker's so good. In the Jared Cannonier fight, I thought he won. I thought he beat Jared Cannonier. So it's crazy. He's lost 5 out of his last 6 with only 1 win coming over Ian Heinisch. But it's not like he's getting KO'd. I mean, he's all decisions. He got submitted by Jack Hermanson. I think he probably beats Jack Hermanson in a rematch, and I think he beat Cannonier. So nobody's beating Robert Whittaker, and he took the Robert Whittaker fight on short notice. And I think he took the Jared Cannonier fight on relative short notice as well. So, and now he's fighting Nasruddin Imavov. Jeez Louise. Last fight, Johnny Bones Jones won against his fiance, and that was a no contest. Okay. Yes, Gastelum performance in his match against Silva, that passing of the torch. Yeah, that fight wasn't that great either, to be honest. LOL Magic. Joey, were you satisfied with Justin said regarding Fiziev? He said he'll fight anyone if what I'm being told is true. Yeah, I'm sure I'm satisfied. I'm very satisfied. Okay. It was a good card, but I feel like Hooker Puelli shouldn't be pay-per-view main card at MSG. I think it's a compelling fight. But I understand they want to do Reyes versus Span on the prelims to kind of draw some people to the prelims. In my humble opinion, that's what I think they're doing. That's what it seems like. Joey, once Dustin versus Chandler happens, Dustin, and Chandler would all fight each other, and it would be complete. That is very true. Dustin he's just unlucky in the era of Dagestani and Charles. Yep. Kelvin is a good fighter. I just don't think he wants to be disciplined and go on a diet to 170. Yeah, I thought he could have had some success at 170, to be honest. It's hard to believe he almost beat Tyron Woodley. I mean, it wasn't a super competitive, it wasn't a super action-packed fight, but he almost beat Tyron Woodley before Woodley even became the champion, like right before Woodley became the champion. So I think Gastelum at one point in time could have been the welterweight champion. I thought he beat Darren Till. It was a split decision. I thought he beat Darren Till, but it wasn't a super action-packed fight. I think if Gastelum loses to Imavov, I think he'll probably go down to 170. Then he'll stay at 170. Kelvin's been in some razor thin decisions in those 5s. I'd put that down to bad luck. Yeah, I thought he beat Cannonier. So Cannonier is still ranked what? Number 1 in the division, number 2 in the division. I think he's number 2 in the division behind Robert Whittaker, and then obviously Adesanya is the champ. So Kelvin's like outside the top 10, but I still think he's a top 3 fighter. Adesanya by submission. Could you imagine Adesanya rear naked chokes him in the first round? That'd be insanity. Adesanya goes out there. He drops him with a left hook. Oh, he's on his back. He's got the hooks in. He locks in a rear naked choke. Adesanya wins via rear naked choke 2 minutes and 57 seconds into the first round. Could you imagine that? That'd be absolute straight up insanity. Izzy has a chin. He's eating huge lunches. There was one lunch that one punches that won round 1 that was so hard. Izzy was fine. Yeah, that's why he didn't fight for the rest of the fight. I think Gaethje finally changed his mind because his tweets, people would just roast him for ducking Fiziev and not fighting at all. Could very well be. Kelvin said he's going down to 170. Well, he's fighting Nasruddin Imavov at 185. Volk versus Poirier at 155. I'd probably take Poirier. Volk's just too small. Do you see Prohaska lapping the division? No. Even if he beats Glover Teixeira for a second time, I think Magomed Ankalaev is going to smoke him. That chin can only hold up for so long. That chin can only hold up. The durability will only last so long, guys. Adesanya hurt him. He's hurt. There you go. Izzy be like, let's wrestle. We'll see. We'll see. I think he'll mix in the clinch game, but I don't think he'll wrestle. Now that it's finally here, which one do you think you'll enjoy more, 281 or 280? I'm starting to feel more pumped for this one only because the uncertainty with Alex. I don't know. I'm starting to feel more pumped for this one because it's at a normal time. I hated the afternoon start time at 280. So I'll say 281 because I don't know. I don't know because what ruined 280 was the O'Malley decision and then the TJ injury, and he came in injured, so it kind of just ruined the whole card almost. It was like a shit stain across the whole card. Coming in fighting injured, basically you had no chance to win. And O'Malley gets a gifted decision that absolute brutal robbery. Joey, what fight are you most looking forward to? 81 got to be the main event. But outside of the main event, I'm looking forward to Reyes versus Spann. I'm looking forward to Dustin versus Chandler. I'm looking forward to all the fights, but those are the main ones I'm really looking forward to. I'm curious to see if Dominic Reyes can get back on the winning track. Joey, do you get this feeling that some of the lower ranked fighters at lightweight are better than Gaethje, Chandler, and even Dustin? They're definitely right there. I mean, there's a lot of great fighters at lightweight. It's crazy. It's crazy. I got to go see. I got to make my full card picks for UFC 281, guys. I'm gonna discuss them tomorrow. Let me see if there's any I know right offhand right here. How do I enter my picks? I think I got to click on a fight, edit predictions. So let's see. I have all the ones I already picked. I have the Adesanya Pereira fight. I have Carlo Lee. I gotta lock this into my Tapology. Got that locked in. Got that locked in. Got that locked in. Got that locked in. Who am I picking in this one? Who am I picking in this one? Whew. That's not a bad loss to have. I don't know who I'm picking in this one. I don't know. It's tough. Some of these other fights, these prelim fights, are hard to pick. I know who I'm picking in this one. This one's an easy. Has anyone seen Matt Favola's picture on Tapology? Lol. Dude looks like a straight cornball. I have no idea who I'm picking in Carolina Kovacevic versus Gomez Juarez. She doesn't have terrible losses, but Kovacevic looked good in her last fight again, but it's against Felice Herrig. Yeah. I forgot it's against Felice Herrig. So a lot of these early prelims are like 50-50 fights, honestly. Like Nikolai versus Olberg is a tough fight to pick as well. Who did Olberg Reese? Oh, Ihor Potera, Kennedy Nchukwu, Ike Villanueva. Yeah, I don't know who to pick in Olberg versus Nikolai. That's a 50-50 fight. That is really a 50-50 fight, to be honest. And I feel like Olberg gets too much credit because of who he trains with. So I really have to decide on that one. It's honestly a tough fight card to pick in general throughout the entire thing. Like, you look through and it's like, I'm happy with all my predictions for the main card and the prelims that I did videos on. But honestly, in general, it's straight up insanity picking some of these other fights. I really believe all of them are like 50-50 fights. All right, back to the chat. Guys, do me a favor. If you have not yet liked this stream, do me a favor and like this stream right this very second. All right, let's see where I was at. I don't remember where I was at now. My eyes itchy now. Do you see? Read that. Adesanya hurt him. He's hurt. Now that it's fine. Okay, read that. Chandler's what Alvarez was a few years ago in the UFC. Those guys and Dustin all seem to be tied together for eternity. Yeah, I guess because they all have a similar fight style and they're all very exciting, I guess. Bryce or Ilya? I'm leaning Ilya. Honestly. What fight are you most looking forward to at 281? Already answered that, Joe. Do you get the feeling that there's some already answered that? Izzy's going to outpoint Alex by playing it safe and being boring, and then go, look at this Bobo on his elbow. Guys, I did that. I'm glad the fans don't judge these fights. Why don't you love me? Yeah, probably. Probably. How would Beneil Dariush match up with Poirier and Chandler? Honestly, I like Beneil. I want to see him fight for the title. I think he probably loses to Poirier and Chandler. I'm excited to see if Hooker can get back on track. I am as well. It's going to be very interesting because if he loses, if Dan Hooker loses, his fight's basically over. What's this? If Dan Hooker loses to Claudio Puelles, it's over for him. It's done. Molly McCann is the underdog of the night. I think Molly McCann loses badly. I think she gets dominated in the wrestling. She probably survives, though. If Izzy can calf kick like Dustin did to Connor, I wouldn't mind his fight style. I mean, it's easier said than done, I guess. Izzy bought the Undertaker urn out in his last fight. The only ashes and were the ashes of her hopes and dreams of an exciting fight. That shit rubbed me the wrong way, dude. How are you gonna have an entrance like that and then fight like that? That shit was corny and embarrassing. 2021 was all about the calf kicks. Well, don't forget, 2020 was all about the shoulder strikes. Conor McGregor invented the shoulder strikes against Cowboy Cerrone. Don't you know that? I remember, dude, it's so crazy how a narrative will take hold. Like, all because Conor pointed at his shoulder. And I remember when Dustin and Conor were throwing shoulder strikes, I think in the second or the third fight. I don't remember which fight it was, but it was one of the recent fights. And the crowd was like screaming, like, oh, like they really thought Conor was going to finish Dustin with shoulder strikes because because of Rogan, they think that Conor finished Cowboy with shoulder strikes, and because Conor pointed to his shoulder afterwards. Disgraceful. Disgraceful. He's not finishing anyone with shoulder strikes ever. Petrosky going to jump into the top 15 easy soon. We'll see about that. Molly McCann is an underdog to jump on. Absolutely not. I hope Molly wins. I hope Molly loses. What do you think of Molly McCann? I'm not a big fan. I find her corny, and she rides the coattails of Patty Pimlet. Let me put it that way. Salam, what's up, D Mostar? Thoughts on UFC? Maybe backtracking on Alex Islam. I won't believe it until I see any reliable information on that. Thoughts on UFC? Okay, read that. Hooker can make good money outside the UFC. Yeah, I guess so. But is the PFL going to pick him up? Maybe. I mean, if they're picking up Marlon Moraes, they'd pick up Dan Hooker. I mean, I guess they would. I guess they would pick him up. If they're going to pick up Marlon, they'd probably pick him up. I think Hooker beats Puelles. Dan's only lost to the top dogs the last few years. I would agree with you 100%. I think Hooker's going to brutally TKO Claudio Puelles with like a step-in knee. With like a step-in knee in the second round. Go check out my full breakdown and prediction on it. I can't wait to watch Dave Portnoy's reaction as he witnesses his first 30-26 decision, and it won't be for Molly. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like the whole Barstool Sports, like just era in general. Spot on about the bias of Joe Rogan. I've been saying it for years. He's a fanboy at the highest level. We've been talking about it for days. We've been talking about it for days. When's the last Mayweather fight you watched? None. I've never watched a Mayweather fight live ever. Ever. I remember someone asking Dan Hardy what's going to be the next thing after calf kicks and fighters aren't doing it. His answer was attack the collarbone. I wonder if that how they even do that. It's pronounced Puelles. Dude, I'm already I can't, like, once I get a thing in my head, I can't help it. It's like Puelles to me. Puelles. Oh, I can't do it. I don't know, man. I'll figure it out eventually. I try to get the pronunciations right, but sometimes it's difficult. Put some hype on Usman Nurmagomedov. Can you do a prediction video on him? Yeah, when he fights. Does he have a fight book? I don't even think he has a fight book right now. I'm not going to search it because I don't believe he does. So when he gets a fight book, I've already done prediction videos for him. I think I predicted his Brian Kelleher fight perfectly. Thoughts on Mark Hunt retiring for good? Good. Someone please just stop with the Dan Hardy. Yeah. He basically said just punch it, it will break or hurt them. I dislike maybe 80% of the UFC commentators. I dislike 100%. But Joe's terrible. Rogan is awful. I mean, he's gotten worse and worse the last like 2, 3, 4 years. The way he's holding his hand, Rogan. Yeah. The way he's holding his hand, I think he's got a right hand injury, but he's still throwing it though. So maybe not. I'm so tired of the commentator speculation on injuries. It's actually infuriating. Hooker, I'll fight anyone attitude got him top prime competition. Burns, Poirier, Islam, Allen. That is very true. I know a guy who put 50K on Blanchfield to win 10K. Lame odds. To be honest, can't wait for the obvious upset to a pay-per-view event. Gee, oh my God, I'd kill myself. Could you imagine? Do you agree UFC did Frankie Edgar dirty by giving him a guy like Gutierrez? No, I think it's a winnable fight. Oh, I'm dumb. Usman. I was thinking he said Umar. Did I even read it right? I thought he was saying Umar Nurmagomedov, not Usman Nurmagomedov. Yeah, maybe I'll do a prediction for that. Usman Nurmagomedov, Patricky Pitbull. I'll probably do that. That's next week. That's probably next week. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh my God, Tapology sucks. Major organizations. Isn't it November 18th? Yeah, Patricky Pitbull versus Usman Nurmagomedov. I'll try to do 2 breakdown and predictions for those. Vadim Nemkov, Corey Anderson, and Patricky Pitbull, Usman Nurmagomedov. Let's see what we got in between there. Of course, Tapology sucks yet again. Let's see. Do we have any UFC event that night or no? No, we do not. We do not have any UFC event on that weekend. No, we do. Lewis versus Spyback. Okay, so it's Friday for Bellator, Saturday for UFC. I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do, my friend. Do you dislike 100% of the MMA media? Probably like 95% of the MMA media, to be honest. I find them all pretty annoying. But it's just my personal preferences. The wars Hooker were in took a toll on him, and a lot of people don't remember the beating he took at the hands of Edson Barboza. I think he fought him twice, but that last one was just brutal. I can't remember if he fought him twice or not, though. Usman Nurmagomedov scheduled to fight Patricky Pitbull. I think they meet Bellator. Yeah, I was thinking. I read it as Umar, even if I said Usman. Hooker's the modern day Cerrone of the lightweight division for sure. We got to see MMA Joey commentate a Yan fight. Okay, what's up? What's going on? I got Usman killing Patricky in the first round. I don't know what I would predict. I have to dig deeper into it, but I favor Usman in that fight. I think Patricky's the worst, the lesser skilled of the 2 Pitbull brothers. Never bet again. Me and my brother lost 10K in 30 seconds. That sucks. Do you agree Poirier has the best boxing in the division? Maybe. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Probably. Robbie should have fought Matt Brown, not Santiago. I mean, what a disgraceful matchup. Why would they make Robbie Lawler Santiago Ponzinibbio? I'm going to talk about that and my things I hate about UFC 282. Robert Whitaker 10 aided Uncle Chael for defending his stepson Colby Sonnen. I never seen that. One good guy I like is James Lynch. Me too. Cheeto versus Sugar Sean for number 1 contender spot has to be the move. Cheeto's easiest fight for a title shot. I don't know about all that, my friend. I don't know about easy. I completely forgot about the Barboza fight. That's one of the worst beatings ever. Yeah, I was hoping the ref was going to stop it from accumulation of beating. Who put 50K on a women's fight? Shaking my head. I would have bet Ottman. I wouldn't bet 50K on anything. Darren Till fighting on the prelims. Have a feeling we might not see him again if UFC Drakus beats him. Yeah, I have a hard time believing that he fights again in the UFC if Dricus beats him. But what's crazy is he could get a title shot if he beats Dricus. And Izzy beats Pereira. What's up, everyone joining the stream late, close to UFC 281. That is very true. Do hype up on Umar. He's young. Yeah, I like Umar. I'm very high on Umar. I think he's a future title contender. I agree. Dustin for sure has the best defensive boxing at lightweight. The good strikers at lightweight get hit a lot. Yeah, I mean, he's very good. Look what he did against Conor. And Conor's still a very good striker, in the division. And he beat Conor up twice. And smashed him on the feet in the well, I guess technically the second one. But the first one in recent memory is what I mean, really. Is really what I mean. It's just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Poirier's been around forever. He's fought the who's who in the division. And dude's a savage and always putting on exciting fights. This card will be better than last month. I hope so. Just wish Chandler versus Dawson was 5 rounds. I agree. It should be a 5-round fight. I mean, hopefully we don't need 5 rounds. But if we go 3 hard rounds, I'm going to wish it was a 5-round fight. I mean, of all the other matchups in the top 5 of bantamweight, I think Sugar's the easiest for him. Yeah, he definitely loses to Aljo. He definitely loses to Merab. He definitely loses to Henry Cejudo. I think he definitely loses to Piotr Jan. But it'd be interesting. So you're probably right. Till has a crisis of confidence right now. His battle is mental, not physical. Ponzinibbio is arguably slightly over the hill. Not saying I agree with the matchup, but these two guys are on losing streaks. Ponzinibbio, I thought he won his last fight. Did he lose his last fight? Santiago Ponzinibbio. Oh, I thought he beat Michel Pereira. I thought he beat Jeff Neal too. So I consider him on a 3-fight win streak. Well, who am I but just a weary traveler who has no idea what he's talking about? Who can't take criticism according to some people. But I'll tell you this. Joe Rogan's definitely not motivational. Justin has horrible defensive boxing. I think it's gotten better, though. I'm not sure if anyone noticed Dustin Poirier's apprehensive demeanor during the press conference. He seems uncomfortable out there. Did you notice it? I only listened, but I did not notice it. He sounded perfectly fine to me. But I only listened. I did not watch. Thanks for the update, Darren Till, psychiatrist. If it's like Gaethje Chandler, no way 5 rounds, someone would die. Maybe. He lost against Michel. I thought he won the fight. I remember now. Watched Aljamain Sterling's interview today at 281 press conference. I can't stand the guy. He's extremely cringe. His idea is to go up and fight Volk at featherweight because he won't want to fight his boyfriend, Merab. Dude, who wants to see him versus Volk? Volk would smash him badly. I mean, does anyone even think that'll be competitive? Oh, my God. These damn Aquafina waters. The cap is, not working right. So you have to, pull on it, and it comes off with a little seal. It comes off with the seal thing, too. So annoying. Infuriating. I just turned that cap 17 times. Absolutely infuriating. Guys, if you're watching this stream and you have not liked it yet, like the stream. If you're watching this channel right now and you're not subscribed to the channel, go subscribe. We're going to do another one of these streams tomorrow night as well. It's going to be called UFC 281, Israel Adesanya, Alex Pereira pre-fight stream. So, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and join us tomorrow as well. Islam Makhachev, I don't know why you keep saying this, dude. No, Joey, I'm late. I'm sorry, bro. Don't apologize. I appreciate you regardless. So you don't want to see Joe debate your boy Bryce. I don't think you could pay me enough to listen to Bryce Mitchell and Joe Rogan talk. I'm sure there'd be some funny clips that got posted on Twitter, and I'd check them out. But I couldn't watch that garbage. You only get so much time. That's the last thing I want to do is spend my time listening to Bryce Mitchell talk. Is Max one fight away from retirement? He looks washed. No, I do not believe that. I think Chandler plays this fight safe and doesn't go to war against Justin. He knows winning will get him closer to a title fight. We'll see. That's what it sounded like. Let's say Tony retires but decides to fight one last time. Who would you pair him up with, 55 or 70? I'd pair him up with the guy that Conor McGregor punched in the bar like 4 years ago. That guy's got to be on the verge of death, so let's get Tony a win. No, I would hate to see that fight. I want to see him fight Cejudo or Merab or Umar. I think Umar kicks his ass. Yeah, if I'm Aljo, I start campaigning for the O'Malley fight because that's the easiest fight for him right now. What's your 280 main card predictions? 280 or 281? Out of all the current UFC champs, which one has the best chance of becoming a 3-division champion? Honestly, none of them. I don't think anyone can become a 3-division champion. So nobody. Nobody. I can't even answer the question because it's literally no one. Because I can't imagine anyone being able to go up and down. So they have to go up 2 weight classes and win a title, and it's just not going to happen. What's up, Brendan? Bryce seems so confident in his own ignorance. For sure. I said it before. I think he may have some type of mental disability. So I'm not going to sit here and just crap on him, but he definitely says some things that are a little bit unhinged for sure. And I mean, I guess it's funny. He's a character, you know. I said this before. He reminds me of like a character from King of the Hill. And I mean, I guess it's some people like it. I just find it a little bit sad, honestly, that somebody's that dumb. I mean, I can't imagine waking up every day and being that unintelligent. But I guess if I was, I'd go hang out with Boomhauer and I hear Price is well spoken. Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. I think Aljo gets too much hate. His resume is amazing, even with the DQ from Jan. Yeah, I guess so, but not really. Thoughts on Aljo goading about taking no damage, then demanding 8 months off? Definitely cringy. Got to thank Bernie for making Soy Boys great again. Yeah, thank you for the chump change, everyone. Chump change from the Soy Boys. That's what I need. Still debating if I want to buy that pay-per-view. Chandler kind of promoted Dustin's hot sauce. Looked like kind of money fight, no legacy. What do you think of Cheeto Vera's new head tattoo? I have no thoughts on that. UFC 282, who you got, Bryce or Topuria? I flipped back and forth. Initially, I was on Bryce, then I'm on Topuria. Right now, I'm on Topuria, but don't quote me on that. My bad, 281 just woke up. I linked my entire UFC 281 playlist down in the description. Sorry, I had a hiccup there. You can watch every single prediction, but I'm going Adesanya, I'm going Weili, I'm going Dustin, I'm going Dan Hooker, and I'm going Frankie Edgar. What's up, parkour? Yuri Prohaska 3 away, maybe? No, absolutely not. Love and Cheetah's head tattoo. Can't wait till he does his forehead. That's sarcasm, I'm assuming. I'd say Chimaev might be. No. Chimaev's not going to win the light heavyweight title ever. NBA's rigged. Okay. I live in Texas, so I come across a lot of Bryce Mitchells. Oh, man, that's funny. I like Aljo. Well, I think you're probably like 1 of 10. For real, the old dude McGregor punched at the bar was actually 49 years old. He just had a stressful life. Everyone thought he was at least 70. I don't care regardless. Whether he was 49 or 70, dude, that you don't sucker punch an old man. You know? And even if he's 50, he's still 20 years older than Conor. Do you think Bryce's sister and mother are the same person? I have no idea. According to Sean O'Malley, they are. I totally understand why Carla has so much hate. It's unfortunate, but her last 5 fights are mostly split and very underwhelming performances. She's not willing to push the pace, and it's just willing to not much. Yeah, I get the hate, especially her last fight was straight up garbage. Fishing right now said, I'm going to hit the bong for the chat. Feel free. If Dan Hooker loses, do you think he is washed up? Probably. Great that Kane is free, but he'll probably do some time. He's definitely going to do some time. How much? That remains to be seen. Makhachev versus Volk, who wins? Makhachev. Too big, too strong. I'm going Hooker Chandler for a double. We'll see. You're getting tested every day. NBA portal Trailblazers my team. Okay. Do you think Conor never went to box Mayweather? Could have been. No, I don't think. I think he would have lost his title pretty quickly. You don't sucker punch any stranger. Conor's hands are known as deadly weapon because he trains whether the person's 70, 49, 12. I don't care, wrong, and he deserves all the hate. Yeah, he should have been thrown in jail for that. I think he had a hefty payout. I think he had to pay that guy a lot of money. But yeah, you don't sucker punch someone, especially an old man, and especially someone who's not, even threatening you in any capacity. I feel sorry for Carlo. The Americans debut you and then cheering the Chinese person has to be rough. See, I don't think America cares about nationality that much when they're rooting for fighters. Like, we just like certain fighters. I like Wei Li Zhang. She's probably my favorite women's fighter. I don't care that she's Chinese or American. It doesn't matter to me. I like her fight style. Just don't respect John Jones outside the ring. Agreed. Carlo's last fight, everyone lost, including fans. I think the judges probably decided that based on who blinks first. What a terrible fight that was. John Jones could come back to light heavyweight and easily get the belt back, but he about to whip Stipe or Francis. Yeah, I think he would take it from Yuri. I'm sad that we'll never get John Jones Yuri. I pray to the MMA gods that Dan Hooker gets a win this weekend. If he loses, it'll crush me. I think he will. If he loses to Puelles, he's done for, though. What do you think about trade for AJ McKee? No, we're not trading Piotr Jan. Are you crazy? 49 is not an old man. All right. Well, I guess when you're in your 20s, 49 is an old man. So you don't just get to sucker punch an old man at a bar. Anderson Silva's like 48 and fighting. That's irrelevant. That has no relevance to the conversation. Will has a better personality, in my opinion. Whaley has a better personality, in my opinion. I mean, Carla has the worst fighting style I've ever seen. She has the worst personality I've ever seen. She's the worst, split decisions I've ever seen. I mean, I don't ever want to see Carla fight again after the last fight. Mark Hunt's 49, completely irrelevant as well. I think John Jones easily handles Yuri. I'd pick John Jones in a heartbeat over Yuri. I would pick John Jones in a heartbeat over Yuri. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But I doubt that ever happens. It's going to be John Jones at heavyweight. But maybe he comes back. The guy Conor punched was 49. That's what the chat's saying. I don't know, and I don't care, to be honest. I don't care if he was 35. You sucker punch a random stranger at a bar who looks that old, throw him in jail, in my opinion. Throw him in jail. That's what I'd like to see. Dude's lucky. Dude's lucky he got away with it. Guys, keep the questions going. I don't know how long we're going to go for. We're almost to an hour and a half, but we will be streaming tomorrow as well. But keep the questions coming. Just spam the chat with questions. And I'm going to get to them in a second. I'm hoping Black Friday gets me a good deal on a PC. I want a really nice PC. So I'm hoping Black Friday brings some really solid deals for PCs. So we'll see what happens. Include it. I hate how bright StreamYard is. I think I'm going to stop using StreamYard. Yeah, for real. I'm from Dublin. I read it in an Irish outlet. There you go. Yo was going crazy at a late age. Okay, you're still irrelevant. Let's say whoever John fights, he comes back and loses. Do you believe he retires right then and there? It's very possible, or he could become more motivated than ever, and then we get a John Jones who's more motivated than ever, mythical fighter. Imagine if Carlo beats Whaley. I'll literally start vomiting. Had Glover been about 5 years younger, he would have messed up. Yuri. Agreed 100%. But should I make MMA Joey coasters with my 3D printers for you to sell? No, you should make them and give them out for free is what you should do. Make some MMA Joey coasters and give them away for free. Smash the like button. Thank you, Bitsy. You pretended like you had a girlfriend earlier in the stream, but appreciate your support. How do we have 75 people? We only have 43 likes. Come on, guys. If Conor were to come back, who do you put him up against so that he gets a winnable fight in the top 10? Probably Dan Hooker if he wins his next fight. Maybe, but he still probably wouldn't be in the top 10. Check Micro Center for a PC. I got to go there. I've never been there before. Old dude has a chin though, for sure. If Conor, okay, read that. Do a poll on what? Magomed would be the only competition in the top 10 for John Jones at 205, and I still think he wins. Yeah, I think he beats Magomed Inc. alive as well. Most of Carlos' wins were dreadful. Could have lost all, but yet won. What are the judges seeing? She did destroy Yan Xiaonan, which was solid. Joey, I did, bro. I bought UFC 281 tickets, section 225. That's awesome, man. I hope you have a great time. I wish I was going. Rose once said to Pat Bear, I hear you like them young. Pat said, that's really big sentence. Yeah, I guess so for a 6-year-old. Carolina Kovacevic versus Silvana Gomez Juarez. I'm betting Gomez. She has a hard punch. Yeah, Kovacevic had a good last win, but then I remembered it was against Felice Herrig. Will Magomed become a champion? And if he fought DC, who wins? I like the matchup, but I think ultimately DC wins. Prime DC, I'm picking Prime DC. Mario's lurking tonight. Henry said he got a contract to fight Aljo on the Perth card. Who is he going to fight for the interim title then, Sugar? I don't think they're going to do Henry versus Sugar. Henry beats Sugar badly. This version of Glover is the best, not 5 years ago Glover. Now, I think a couple years ago Glover was better, honestly. It's crazy Till took Whitaker to a competitive decision. That is crazy. Carlos versus Nikolai. I'm leaning Allberg right now, or Carlos, okay. No, I'm not making a bet with my mustache. I think Conor versus Justin would be super entertaining and very winnable for Conor if he can check the kicks. I would love to see Conor versus Justin Gaethje. I would love to see it. But Conor had the opportunity to take that fight. And instead, you know what he said? He said, I'm going to take Cowboy Cerrone instead. When Gaethje comes back, he needs to fight someone like Fiziev. If I'm booking fights, book Conor versus Fiziev. That'd be a banger. Conor versus Fiziev. Sign me up for that. I'd say cringe as DC is. If he dusted his Venom shorts, he could still beat 80% of the light heavyweight roster. I would agree. He would be the GOAT light heavyweight if it wasn't for Jones being there when he was. Till, in my opinion, one of the highest rises in the UFC than Woodley happened. No. I mean, he never really beat anyone, even to this day. So his resume is one of the worst I've ever seen. All right, guys. We're going to go for a few more minutes. So if you have any final questions, throw them in the chat. We will probably be doing a 2 to 3 hour live stream tomorrow night. It'll be called UFC 281 pre-fight live stream. So tomorrow night, make sure you join me. I have down in the description my UFC 281 playlist. So if you're looking for any of those videos, you want to watch my predictions, my in-depth prediction videos for basically all of UFC 281. They're all in that playlist. I think they're all over 1,000 views now. Let me actually go check. If I need help with any of them, I'll tell you guys. Let's see what we're looking at. Okay. Adesanya Pereira, almost to 2,000. Okay, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Guys, the only prediction video, let me open this up. The only prediction video I don't have over 1,000, but it's very close, is Brad Riddell versus Renato Moicano. That's the only one that I don't have over 1,000. So I'm going to post a link. I'm going to post a link to that as I leave, and you guys are all going to go check it out. And it's only 40 views. It's only 40 views before it hits 1,000. So you guys are going to have to go check that out in a minute. Why is this all zoomed in now? What the heck is going on here? Okay, there we go. Content. Yeah, Brad Riddell, Renato Moicano is like 40 views away. So if you guys all go check it out, you guys will help me get to 1,000 on that one. Okay, let's get some final questions. What's Till's best win then? It's probably Kelvin Gastelum split decision. It wasn't super exciting, but people say Wonderboy Thompson, but most people thought Wonderboy won that fight. Did you know Alex Pereira converted to Islam? No, I did not. Prime Connor versus Prime Robbie. Who you got? Prime Robbie. Are you betting? No. Listen to a Brendan Schaub comedy special or fight Francis Ngannou. I fight 4 Francis Ngannou's before I listen to a Brendan Schaub thing. DC's story is the story of second best guy ever, and I don't mean that as disrespect. He's always at the top, but there was one guy who was always better than him. Agreed. Hope Riddell gets the win, or else he might get cut. That is very true. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Do me a favor. Everybody go watch this video, comment on it, and like it as well. Boost it in the algorithm. So all my UFC 281 prediction videos get over 1,000 views. If you go do that, you go watch it, you go comment on it, and you go like it, I will love you forever, and I will be forever grateful to you. So go do that. I'll be back tomorrow for probably 2 hours at least. We'll do a UFC 281 pre-fight. So I'm out of here. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your night. Join me tomorrow night about 8 p.m. Eastern time, 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern time, somewhere around there. I'll be starting my UFC 281 pre-fight stream. Good night, guys. All right, and apparently this button didn't work. So good night again.